successes. I mean, it's really kind of the Hollywood story.
You hit a crossroads like that at a moment in your life, you just kind of realize that no matter what the consequence, you have to go. It's a life and death kind of situation. You hope that people are going to be understanding. But, you know, it was a very serious thing. It was like, you know, if I hadn't done what I did, I may not be here sitting and talking to you. I keep coming back to this singular, inescapable fact. I'm alive. Given the odds, those three words are more miraculous than you might imagine. To me, they have an odd, shiny quality, like rocks brought back from a distant planet. No one can quite believe it. It is very odd to live in a world where if you died, it would shock people, but surprise no one.
The best thing about me, bar none, is if somebody comes up to me and says, I can't stop drinking, can you help me? I can say yes and follow up and do it. I've said this for a long time. When I die, I don't want friends to be the first thing that's mentioned. I want that to be the first thing that's mentioned.
At the reunion, I was the one who cried more than anyone because I knew what I'd had. And the gratitude I felt then matched the gratitude I feel today.
This is harder than I thought it would be.
It's gonna be okay.
Well, do you guys have to go to the new house right away, or do you have some time?
We got some time.
Okay, should we get some coffee?
Sure.
Okay.
Where?
Matthew Perry was just 54 years old. Thanks so much for watching Top Story. I'm Tom Yamas in New York. Stay right there. More news on the way.
Another hostage freed from Hamas as Israeli troops expand their ground offensive. It comes as Israel's leader rejects calls for a ceasefire, saying now is a time for war.
From continued turmoil unfolding overseas to stateside, we're witnessing a steep rise in anti-Semitic hate crimes. Students at Cornell University absolutely terrified after an onslaught of violent threats against the university's Jewish Center. How U.S. leaders are now stepping in.
A race against time and the tides. A ship stranded for 8 days on a Florida beach with its captain living on board. The city of Jacksonville has given him a deadline to set sail, while he says it might not happen.
The Queen of Country honored not for her music, but her style. All the glitz and glamour of Dolly Parton now sits in one dazzling Nashville exhibit. We'll take you behind the scenes.
And Halloween is here, but so is holiday shopping. We got a look at the top toys for this holiday season with the chief toy officer of Toy Insider. It's Tuesday, October 31st. Early today starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Frances Rivera.
And I'm Philip Mena. The Israeli army has recovered one of their own soldiers from Gaza, rescuing a woman captured during Hamas's attack on October 7th. Militant groups still hold more than 230 hostages, though. And as bombs continue to rain on Gaza, their situation and that of innocent Palestinian civilians grows more precarious by the hour. Our Richard Engel begins our coverage this morning.
In Tel Aviv, the families of Israeli hostages were gathered to pressure the government not to forget their loved ones amid the fury to attack Hamas. Eli's daughter, Liri, is a soldier kidnapped from a watchtower at Kibbutz Nahaloz. All of the guards were women. Hamas killed 12 of them and kidnapped 6 or 7. That's Liri in the glasses.
Now I have received message that the army released one girl from Nahal Oz. I hope that is my daughter. I hope. Hello.
Eli checks to see if maybe the rescued soldier is Liri.
It's not my daughter, but she was with Liri together.
So, how does that make you feel?
Make me happy. Even it's not my daughter, but it's make me happy.
The rescued hostage is Liri's friend, Private Ori Megidish, captured from the watchtower and freed by Israeli troops carrying out the ground offensive in Gaza. Israel says she's doing well medically and has met with her family. But Hamas has plenty more hostages in Gaza, Israel raising their estimate to 239, including 33 children. And Hamas is taunting Israel with them, releasing a video of 3 Israeli captives speaking under duress. The woman on the right is Lena Trupanov. We met Neta, a friend of the Trupanov family. She's speaking for them because everyone in the family was killed or kidnapped by Hamas.
How do you watch this war and watch all those explosions and not think they might be underground under one of those bombs?
We think about it. And we saw that Lena is alive now. And this is the reason why we want her back now.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu under fire for not taking responsibility for being unprepared for Hamas's surprise attack, says there will be no ceasefire, that Israel must retaliate for the 1,400 Israelis killed.
Just as the United States would not agree to a ceasefire after the bombing of Pearl Harbor or after the terrorist attack of 9/11, Israel will not agree to a cessation of hostilities with Hamas after the horrific attacks of October 7th. This is a time for war.
In Gaza, more than 2 million civilians are suffering because of a war they didn't start, can't escape, and which is escalating by the day. According to the health ministry run by Hamas, more than 8,000 Palestinians have been killed so far. Hospitals have become refugee centers for the newly homeless. They destroyed our house on top of us, this man screams. Israel says there's a safe haven in the south, but it's bombing in southern Gaza too. And the roads to get there aren't safe. An Israeli tank fired on a car traveling on the main highway. Witnesses tell us there were children inside. The Israeli military wouldn't comment about the incident. This war is only 3 weeks old, and it's hard to see much but suffering ahead.
Our thanks to Richard for that report.
Defiant Palestinians are refusing Israeli orders to evacuate a major hospital in Gaza City. Aid workers say the Israeli military issued 2 warnings Monday to immediately abandon the Al-Quds hospital, where some 14,000 people are sheltering or seeking treatment. The warnings have raised concerns that the hospital might be targeted directly. A UN humanitarian coordinator said in a statement, quote, "For people who can't evacuate because they have nowhere to go or are unable to move, advance warnings make no difference."
And this war has fueled a rise in Islamophobia and anti-Semitism around the world. Here in the U.S., the White House is cracking down on acts of hate on college campuses. For more on this, here's Gabe Gutierrez.
The U.S. is condemning this pro-Palestinian mob that stormed an airport in Russia looking for Jews. Hundreds of men, some carrying banners with anti-Semitic slogans, rushed onto the tarmac, searching for Israeli passengers. Around the world, demonstrations calling for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war. In Pakistan, some protesters burned Israeli and American flags.
How concerned is the White House that these demonstrations will spiral out of control?
No, we believe in the right of peaceful protest. Nobody wants to see peaceful protest turn violent or turn dangerous.
In the U.S., the Biden administration is announcing new steps to fight anti-Semitism and Islamophobia on college campuses, including federal agencies improving coordination between campus law enforcement and state and local counterparts. At Columbia University,
there are Jewish students who do not feel physically safe on campus.
At Cornell, police are guarding the Center for Jewish Living after the university says a series of horrendous anti-Semitic messages threatening violence were posted online. Junior Molly Goldstein is the center's president.
What's the sense of fear like on campus right now?
I would say all students are absolutely terrified. People don't know what to do with themselves and whether they should stay or leave campus.
The Anti-Defamation League reports since the war began, anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. are up nearly 400% from the same period last year. As the man accused of stabbing a 6-year-old Palestinian-American boy to death near Chicago pleaded not guilty, Muslim leaders are reporting an uptick in Islamophobia nationwide, with the Council on American Islamic Relations citing nearly 800 complaints this month. Incidents like this one at American University, where a Palestinian IT specialist says someone slid a note under his door threatening, "Go back to where you came from. You might get lucky with a missile and meet your Allah sooner."
This whole eerie feeling just took over. My heart sank.
As the White House tries to get a grip on rising displays of hate, the Justice Department just announced charges against a Nevada man who's now accused of threatening to exterminate a U.S. senator for supporting Israel. Back to you.
All right, Gabe, thank you.
A British man has been sentenced to life in prison for stabbing an American intelligence worker assigned to the UK. Joshua Bowles is a former cyber espionage worker who prosecutors say had grown to hate the NSA and American spying. In March, he attacked the unnamed woman with a knife, nearly killing her. She was stationed at the headquarters of GCHQ, Britain's electronic spy agency. Despite the life sentence, Bowles would be eligible for parole in 30 years.
Panera Bread has added a new warning about its charged lemonade drink. The change comes after the family of Sarah Katz sued, alleging that the 21-year-old died after she drank the caffeinated lemonade. Katz had a heart condition, and they say she would not have chosen that drink if she realized it had more caffeine than a standard energy drink. Panera says it is still investigating, but they are adding more detailed disclosures in-store and online, saying the lemonade is not recommended for children or people who are sensitive to caffeine.
It looks like it's going to be a dry Halloween, much of the country, but parents might want to make sure kids are bundled up when trick-or-treating begins. NBC meteorologist Angie Lassman is here tracking your holiday forecast. I'm bummed about that because the coats always cover up the costumes underneath, Angie.
I tell you what, guys, when I was a kid, that was the ultimate devastation of having to wear your coat over your costume. And unfortunately, in some spots, yes, we're going to need the jackets, the extra layers. We've got a couple of spots across the country that will be quite nice, and even some snow possible. Right now, though, 83 million people are under these frost or freeze alerts at this hour. It does extend from Cleveland all the way down into portions of Texas, so heads up for that with these really chilly temperatures taking shape this morning across this region. Kansas City feeling like 23 degrees right now, 20-degree wind chill in Minneapolis with those additional winds. Even temperatures in the 30s are feeling like the 20s across the Midwest and stretching down into the plains. Dallas feeling like 35 degrees right now. As we look ahead to this afternoon, we're going to see a dramatic drop along the East Coast too. Temperatures into the 80s yesterday, now into the 50s. We're looking at about a 30, even 35-degree change in some places like Raleigh, which will only just get into those low 50s this afternoon. But look at the forecast this evening. Halloween night will deal with a little bit of drizzle in Cincinnati, some blustery conditions in Chicago, and temperatures into the 40s with some cold rain expected in Raleigh. As we look at the weather across the country, let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. Ending up into the upper 30s in Kansas City with full sunshine across that region. We'll see some partly cloudy skies in Indianapolis with a high of 42 degrees today. New York hits 50 degrees this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine expected in Boston with a high of 50 degrees. And that is a look at your forecast, guys. Back over to you.
All right, Angie, thank you. And we are back in 1 minute with a strange story of a sailboat that's marooned on one of Florida's busiest beaches. The clock is ticking to get the boat back into the water.
This is not just online scheduling. This is vaccines made easy for those who've got plans.
A man spills food on his football sweater.
I'll deal with this tomorrow. You won't.
Football players in a pile of laundry.
It's ripe in here. My eyes are watering. I'm a busy man. Look how crusty this is.
A shirt.
Shameful. It's just too much. Not with this. Tide. Tide can tackle any pile. That a tackle pun? Just clean the pile, Ron. Okay.
His shirt is torn off.
This too. That was easy.
When stains and odors pile up, it's got to be Tide. Viruses and bacteria float all around us. Unlike air fresheners, only new Lysol Air Sanitizer kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria in the air. Because scent can't sanitize, Lysol can.
It is a nightmare for any boater to be marooned in the middle of the ocean. But what happens when you wash up on a busy Florida beach? NBC's Rahima Ellis has the sailor's story.
Stranded on the sands of Jacksonville Beach, a sailor refusing to abandon ship.
All this entertainment y'all are getting for free.
For 8 days, Luke Rayberg has been holding court atop his 40-foot sailboat, the Aqualoon.
Nobody gave the $10 for the pictures.
Explaining just how he ended up marooned on the Florida coast.
This thing stood straight up, nose up in the air coming in.
Rayberg telling our Jacksonville affiliate, WTLV, he was leaving the Sea and Air Show when the boat lost power about a 4th mile out from the beach.
The weather changed. I pulled anchor and was going in, and the engine failed.
As the boat got pulled closer to shore, the captain was forced to abandon ship once the situation became unsafe, paddleboarding and swimming to shore.
It was quite a ride coming in.
The 35,000-pound vessel is also Rayberg's home, and the Coast Guard says it's his responsibility to get it off the beach.
Everything inside looks like he took this boat, shook it around, and then threw a hand grenade in the middle of it.
Among the daily crowds, some good Samaritans. One group offering to pull the vessel back into the water using a tugboat during high tide on Sunday. But Rayberg declining, saying the effort proved too dangerous to succeed.
We would damage their boat and possibly endanger them of becoming another rescue.
Jacksonville beach officials now hitting him with a 3-week notice to move that boat. Rayberg says he will need about $12,000 to pay for industrial-grade tugboats that can move him back into the water. Money, he says, he doesn't have.
I appreciate the goodwill and support, and I'll do my best to get this boat off you guys' beach. But right now, I'm doing what I can.
As such, 2 GoFundMe pages have been opened on his behalf, both with $10,000 goals. Now a race against time and tides to get this vessel back out to sea. Rahema Ellis, NBC News.
Best of luck to Luke. Still ahead. Today's all about tricks and treats, but holiday toy shopping has already started. Toy Insider is here with the top toys of 2023. Next.
Your dog is the one you wanted. You want what's best for them. So ask your vet about new NexGard Plus. It's one-and-done monthly protection from fleas and ticks, plus heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms, all in a delicious beef-flavored soft chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. From the maker of #1 vet-recommended HeartGuard Plus, NexGard Plus, the one you want for one-and-done protection.
Sometimes Jonah wrestles with falling asleep, so he takes ZQL, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, for a better night's sleep. So now, he wakes up feeling like himself, the reigning Family Room middleweight champion. Better days start with ZQL nights.
Skin craving next level hydration? New Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Cream. A vital boost of 9 times more hydration to boost your skin's barrier for quenched, dewy skin that's full of life. Neutrogena Hydro Boost.
To give your teeth a dentist clean feeling, start with a round brush head, add power, and you've got Oral-B. Round cleans better by surrounding each tooth to remove 100% more plaque for a superior clean. Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Sore throat got your tongue? Mucinex Insta-Soothe Sore Throat Medicated Drops. Uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts. That's my baby! Get Mucinex Insta-Soothe. It's comeback season.
Oof, gotta get rid of this.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh?
It helps remove odors 3 times better than detergent alone.
It worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh.
Shutterfly makes it easy to create a holiday card that pops. With options like double thick cardstock, foil accents, they'll even address your cards for you. Get 40% off everything with code CARDS40 at Shutterfly.
My name is Dr. Ben Song. I'm a time traveler. I leap into other
Friday, November 3rd. We will honor current community members doing their part to make Fresno safer. Proceeds from the dinner and silent auction will be used to support our newly renovated Neighborhood Watch program and make our community a safer place to live. Get your tickets now at makefresnosafer.org for the Embrace the Legacy Dinner and Awards fundraiser Friday, November 3rd at Buena Vista Event Center North.
Are you a college graduate but don't know what career to choose? Do you have a career but need a change? Become an attorney. San Joaquin College of Law is hosting an information session. Register today at info.sjcl.edu. Join us in person, on campus. Learn about admission requirements and how we'll help you every step of the way to become an attorney. San Joaquin College of Law. 1 degree, a world of options.
Well, you might not realize it on Halloween, but holiday shopping is already underway. And we know that finding the perfect holiday gift can be a daunting task. So before you get all overwhelmed with all the options on the shelves, we've got Lori Schacht, who is the Chief Toy Officer at Toy Insider, in studio with us to take a look at some of these toys that are on every kid's wish list this year. So the first one, Lori, over there, the one that's already moving and seems alive. I'm a kid of the 90s. I remember those Tamagotchis. They were keychains, though, if I remember correctly.
So now you can have it separate. You can wear it since it came off anyway. And these are great. So this is the Tamagotchi Uni, as in unique and universal. So here's what it is. You're going to still raise your Tamagotchi from a baby to a child to a crazy teenager to an adult, right? But you're going to create your own unique one. And they can go off and go shopping, and they can get married. And then you can go into the Tama universe, which is global. Now everyone can go in, and you can see Tama fashions and Tama parties and all kinds of fun stuff. So it's really a whole upgrade to the Tamagotchi that you remember.
And a whole other immersive world like that.
It is, yes.
This I love because we say 3-in-1, and that means three for the price of one, right? I'm paying for.
So this is the Switch and Go 3-in-1 Rescue Rex. So I want you to look at what I have. I have a police car over here. Let's see if we can push the button.
Yep.
So do you hear it? You hear the sirens, right? And then we have our rescue helicopter, and we also have our fire truck with the working ladder. But what happens is we put it all together, and now we have rescue. Okay, so it knows that it's no longer a race car. And now we have, so the kids put this whole thing together. It's really cool.
It's kind of heavy too, but it makes sense because you got three of these
three pieces snapped together.
That is so cool.
Isn't that great?
I mean, this is a kid's imagination come to life, right? I mean, they want to be a police officer, or be a helicopter firefighter.
But it's a great way for them to play.
And I want them all to turn into a big T-Rex when it's all over to fight them all off.
A rescue T-Rex.
There you go. I mean, the whole thing about it is just, it's such a good time for the kids.
We got this one a lot going on with this one.
I love this. It's our Touch and Learn wooden activity cubes. This is so cool because every single way you turn this, you have activities. You have shape sorting in the back. You have all of these cool things. There's a phone. On this side, you have all the blocks with nature and numbers. You have piano keys, all kinds of music, your maze, your cloud. I mean, everywhere you look, there's something for the kids to do.
What I love about this is because I've had this before, but usually a bigger size. This one is small enough that you could transport, you could bring it with you, and light enough too for them to carry.
It's just such a beautiful gift too. So whether it's for your child or someone else, it's a gorgeous gift.
There it is. I got a 1-year-old who has a lot of uses for that thing.
And actually, that's the perfect age. This is 12 months and up.
There you go. Lori Schacht, thank you so much for joining us. For more of the top toys, you can go to the website, thetoyinsider.com.
They're still talking to us right now, too. When we come back, a soccer superstar piles on another accolade.
And all the latest on the World Series action from Arizona. I'll tell you what you need to know.
When you have chronic kidney disease, there are places you'd like to be. Like here. And here. Not so much here. Farxiga reduces the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis.
When you have chronic kidney disease, it's time to ask your doctor for Farxiga, because there are places you want to be.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help. Farxiga.
Theo's nose was cause for alarm, so Dad brought Puffs Plus lotion to save it from harm. Puffs has 50% more lotion and brings soothing relief. Don't get burned by winter nose. A nose in need deserves Puffs, indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
For the terrifying trick-or-treaters. For the scary good bakers. And the horror movie marathoners. M&M's for all fun kind.
There's a way to cut your dishwashing time by 50%. Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. It removes 99% of grease and grime in half the time. It cleans so well, you can replace multiple cleaning products. Try Dawn Power Wash.
My most important kitchen tool? My brain. So I choose new Nariva Ultra. Unlike some others, it supports 7 brain health indicators, including mental alertness, from 1 serving to help keep me sharp. Try new Nariva Ultra. Think bigger.
Bleeding gums are serious, Jamie.
Dr. Garcia?
Whoa. You're a sign of bacterial infection.
Press Gum Detoxify's antibacterial fluoride works below the gum line to help heal gums and stop bleeding.
Crest saves the day.
Crest.
New Nature's Bounty Hair Growth, clinically shown to help grow thicker, fuller hair with just 1 capsule a day of advanced hair complex. Conquer hair thinning.
And fall in love with your hair all over again.
Only from Nature's Bounty.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive contains ALA to relieve nerve aches and B-complex vitamins to fortify healthy nerves. Try Nervive and try Nervive Pain Relieving Roll-On.
Did you hear that? It's the sound of your sandpaper skin. It's like I'm spooning a cactus. You need Jergens Ultra Healing Lotion.
Much softer.
Now, if only it could soften the snoring.
I snore?
And meet new fragrance-free Jergens.
The Lions are kings on their home turf while a division rival suffers a major setback. Here's what you need to know early today. The Texas Rangers wrangled back control of the World Series Monday, stealing their Game 3 victory with 3 runs in the 3rd inning. The Rangers take a 2-1 series lead over the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Minnesota Vikings confirmed Monday that Kirk Cousins' season is finished after the quarterback suffered a torn Achilles tendon on Sunday.
And less than a year after winning the World Cup for Argentina, soccer superstar Lionel Messi was awarded the Ballon d'Or, which honors the best footballers of the year. We'll be right back.
Viruses and bacteria float all around us. Unlike air fresheners, only new Lysol Air Sanitizer kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria in the air. Because scent can't sanitize, Lysol can.
Listen, your deodorant just has to work. I use Secret, aluminum free. Just swipe and it lasts all day. Secret helps eliminate odor instead of just masking it. And hours later, I still smell fresh. Secret works. Oh, yes.
This is not just online scheduling. This is vaccines made easy for those who've got plans.
I'm adding Downy Unstoppables to my wash. Now I'll be smelling fresh all day long.
On a crowded bus.
Still fresh.
Later, she sniffs a worn sweater.
Still fresh.
Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection. Try for under $5.
Nearly a dozen hours after the eye roared ashore. There is some late breaking news.
All right,
All the glitz and glam that is Dolly Parton is now on display for all to see in a new university exhibit. The country music icon has quite the lineup of rhinestone-adorned outfits from over the years, and Ryan Breslin from our Nashville affiliate spoke with the students who made this event happen.
Experience and exposure. That's the goal from the Department of Fashion and Design at Lipscomb University, and they're giving their students some real-world experience from global superstar Dolly Parton, bringing her new costume archive book to life in an exhibit.
I wouldn't think to put a student on a job this big, but they did.
Lipscomb Jr. Sean Worth is doing work some graphic designers could only dream about.
So as this exhibit is the first physical interpretation of the book, we wanted to pull a lot of inspiration from it in the way that we built the exhibit.
As student art director for Dolly Parton and the Makers, Sean isn't just designing what's on these four walls. He's created a timeline of Dolly's fashion through the years, a t-shirt with a photo exclusive to the book, and what might be his proudest moment, a billboard in Nashville.
And so when you actually start seeing things come together, it's just been cooler than I could imagine.
Department of Fashion and Design Chair Charlotte Poling says 42 students over 12 majors have worked since the spring to bring this exhibition to life.
I had no idea that it would be this big. I had no idea that it would be this impactful.
Poling never could have imagined when they reached out to Team Dolly, asking for a few pieces to showcase at the school, they'd instead send the brand new book and say, go for it.
She stands on a huge platform for education and literacy. So, I mean, this is literally education and literacy. We're standing inside of a library.
It's exposure to the field the students are not taking for granted.
They definitely could have taken some of this into their hands if they felt they needed to, but they trusted us.
An exhibit worthy of the icon, always bedazzled in rhinestones, who wears many coats of many colors.
It looks really good. I was very proud. I'm amazed at how much I've done in my lifetime. I really am. It's like somebody says, how does it feel to see all that? I said, I just think, whew, that's a lot of living.
She sure has done a lot of living. Our thanks to Ryan Breslin for that report. She was blinged out before all the rappers of the 90s and 2000s. Dolly Parton came first.
And maybe there could be a whole other exhibit when it comes to just the wigs and the hair, right? And then the gloves, too. We've always talked about she always has her hands covered. She always wears those gloves, blinged out or not.
An artist from head to toe.
Thanks for watching Early Today. I'm Frances Rivera.
And I'm Philip Mena. Have a great Tuesday. Happy Halloween. See you tomorrow.
By former quarterback Marcus McMaryion. Talk gridiron all season long, every Sunday at 9:30 right here on KSEE 24's Bulldog Insider. Brought to you by FFB Bank. Valley Animal Center offers a holistic approach to animal companionship. Our no-kill shelter for dogs and cats also offers a membership-based dog park and cat club, low-cost clinic and surgery annex that welcomes walk-in vaccinations, and a new affordable dog training program. Help Valley Animal Center continue to unite homeless dogs and cats with loving people. We provide these great services to the Central Valley through your tax-deductible gifts made at our location by phone or online at valleyanimal.org. Donate today.
Where do you go to get your Bulldog fix? KSEE 24's Bulldog Insider. On the air since 2007, our team goes beyond the box score. Analysis, feature stories, in-depth conversations. Bulldog Insider, Sunday at 9:30, sponsored by Fashion Furniture.
This morning, only on Today.